Previously on MK Podquest.
So this bug is called the Scorpio, and the legend is Shao Kahn stole this from one of the realms he conquered, and it houses the soul of a great warrior, right?
Sure, why not? You know, fuck it. Why wouldn't this scorpion house the soul of a great warrior?
Meanwhile, the scorpion spirit has been released from the cobalt mines, and we see it crawling around on unconscious Takeda in this big burst of light. I really kind of wonder where they're going with this. What do you think? Any ideas? So Kung Lao gets to the temple and he sees Jen, and then, man, we get our first shot of just full Scorpion. He steps out from the shadow, looks just like he did in the movie, and Kung Lao's like, Takeda, and fucking Scorpion goes, Takeda is no more. I am Scorpion.
I'm going to fight your ass.
Get over here.
And then Snake Chain, but this is the only fight that includes flips, kicks, and a man falling into hell.
And we got the Lin Kuei master talking about this shirtless kicky dude, right? And he's talking about how they're training him in ancient powers.
Yeah, I don't think it's in this first scene, but we do get a line that's like, we haven't had somebody like this in forever. This is crazy rare.
Right, yeah. So there's something special about this guy. And to show us more, they had him take his pants off.
Yep. Sub-Zero has developed so much that he is just a giant frozen ice man.
Yeah, he's naked, or mostly naked, again, in a big block of ice.
Something, big speech.
They're presenting him with his special Sub-Zero clothes,
which are everyone else's clothes but blue.
And every time he throws ice, it weakens him. So their plan is to get him to throw a bunch of ice at them and dodge it.
Which is the funniest plan in the world.
Yeah.
We're basically just going to tucker him out. And it's so funny because he runs away and he does like a big somersault to get away. And then he gets back to his base.
Yeah.
And his boss is just like, there's no dishonor here. We didn't think Raiden was going to show up. How could we possibly have known?
You're special. You're off the hook.
This is like a great ad for the Shirai Ryu. Because the Lin Kuei are fucking incompetent as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Sub-Zero is just hanging out because he's angry.
He's on that statue, intense, and the music is, again, metal as fuck.
Seething.
And he's just like, you know.
Yeah, he's just seething.
He's seething. He wants his revenge. He wants to take another shot at Kung Lao. And maybe in a future episode he's going to get to. So, Scorpion's apparently recruiting warriors, right? And this guy, Kassar, is one of them.
Big, beefy boys.
I pledge allegiance to the Scorpion.
In the United States of hell.
And to the Emperor.
For which it dabs.
So we're in Outworld and we're in Shao Kahn's throne room. And he's having a little
chit-chat
with Scorpion, of all people, right? He's asking Scorpion how it's going, right? And Scorpion's like, it's going great. My numbers are increasing daily. New warriors are joining me daily. It's going awesome, boss.
You're doing this pretty well, but yours sounds even better than his.
It's not hard to do.
That's true.
So Kassar's reporting to Scorpion. He's like, hey, I got another person who can join us. She's totally awesome and cool.
It's my wife. Kassar is really a wife guy.
It's my wife. And
my wife. Is that cool to do still?
Scorpion's like, all right, bet, but you got to get jumped in first.
Our path is only open to the strong. Anyway, then Kassar fucking dies.
And then Scorpion says his classic Scorpion line, I have done what I came here to do. Flawless victory. Which, no.
He first of all, was not a flawless victory.
He got punched.
At all.
He got hit
Dude
a lot.
got punched a lot.
So much.
A lot. Yeah. Lost a majority of what I would describe as the health bar. Aside from it being a factual fucking lie, why would he say it out loud?
Because video games, man.
MK Podquest.
I'm being kicked off of my own show.
I'm calling your landlord right now.
I just got a note here. I got a fax. It just says bad jokes. That's all it says. Can't tell if it's a demand or an indictment.
The fax machine isn't even plugged in.
It just knows.
The faxes are coming from inside the machine.
Stop your jokes, Corey.
Well, we have to keep that forever.
Why does your fax machine sound like E.T.?
I think that you should ask E.T. why it sounds like my fax machine.
Came out at the same time. It was a commemorative E.T. fax machine for the release of the film.
Yeah, exactly. Spielberg wanted a fax machine, but they couldn't sell toys to kids.
But they had a whole suite of office supplies. You could get a stapler that looked like his finger.
Yep.
You could get Give me a second. I'm gonna come up with something else that's funny.
That stapler sucked because it was battery operated because it had to light up the end.
The light at the end, yeah. And people were like, it helps you see what you're stapling, but it's like, you're in a completely lit office, Susan. You don't need to see what you're stapling.
And the worst part was when the battery died, which was very quickly, the staple part didn't work, even though it was still a manual stapler.
It's analog, but it wouldn't let you. It locked it, yeah.
Yeah, when the battery dies, it like puts a locking mechanism in place.
The worst part is if you get drunk, your stapler also gets drunk and just kind of,
Starts making the staples in weird shapes,
yeah,
like the shape of the word
Starts-
burp,
sloppily stapling anything and everything in its path.
which is a path that you dictate, but still.
Who stapled the shower curtain to the wall? I can't get in now.
We did it together.
Classic drunk ET, and then he just shrugs and the audience laughs.
I have an empathic connection with my ET stapler, and I got drunk last night. Sorry, my bad, guys.
Tale as old as time. Anywho.
I heard they tried to option the film rights about the ET stapler specifically.
Who did you hear that from?
Sources say.
Jim Sources, noted liar.
I don't want to burn my insider info here, so.
Corey knows people at Amblin.
Yeah, I was pretty happy that for the Bill and Ted 3, they brought back Orion Pictures.
Yeah, they're just like they're full on putting movies out again,
Yeah,
which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's fun.
We need Canon back. Where are they?
I
100%.
kind of agree. And Hammer.
Yes.
Much in the vein of the ET stapler, I have a tab open right now that is
we were out.
we're never out. It's never over.
No.
They made a Funko Pop of the cap of a Coke bottle, and it's got arms and legs, and it's holding a bottle opener, and that's disturbing.
I think we've reached peak Funko Pop at this point, haven't we?
I'm gonna actually put this in the Discord because
When
this is a
okay.
very weird picture.
When they become self-cannibalizing, the Funkos, yeah, that's
Like, look at how weird these look.
doesn't that make
Holy
These look like somebody put the faces on like in Photoshop afterwards as a joke.
Oh, that's weird. Can we put that in the liner notes for the? Is there such thing as liner notes for podcasts? I think there.
We
Yes.
can put it in there, sure.
It should totally be the image of this, and like Scorpion's kunai going through his head or something.
At the very least, I'll tweet it when the episode comes out. I got it saved.
That's a guarantee.
He looks so
Yeah.
happy. He's like, I opened myself. But it's not even an opener big enough for him.
My
No,
ex-wife
so-
said I needed to be more emotionally open, so here we are.
The implication of this is that he is an adult bottle cap using this to then open younger child bottle caps, which is
And
creepy.
suck out their contents.
Yes, and refill himself with them.
Open their scalps and drink their essence. He's the Shang Tsung of pop, of cola.
More cola for daddy.
Perfect.
Jade, you have to redo all the art. I'm so sorry.
More cola for daddy.
For real, if they did a
If they wanted to pay
a
us
Coke
money,
Energy.
we will do a crossover.
if they do a Coke Energy Funko Pop, I will consider
Neil.
buying it.
Don't.
Coke Energy?
We give them
Yes.
so much free promo as is that you don't need to pay for that.
I don't even know what Coke Energy is.
It's a vaguely Coke flavored energy drink.
Isn't Coke a vaguely Coke flavored
Well,
energy drink?
like
Yeah,
you're thinking caffeine, right? But this is like
Right. And
Red
sugar.
Bull-esque.
Oh,
like-
Yeah.
taurine.
Yeah, they got all kinds of messed up shit for your body in there.
Coke with
But
with
no
more
sugar.
crap. All right.
Unfortunately, I don't have one in front of me at this
And
moment.
it's often cherry flavored, and it's the mascot of the program.
Oh,
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
cherry flavor has won me over.
on episode 0, I had a cherry sugar-free Coke energy drink, and I mixed it with wild turkey, and I called it a Johnny Cage.
Oh, I like that.
It's just become a runner.
I think I remember that because we talked briefly about making a Mortal Kombat cocktail book, I believe.
Yeah. Well, you got my recipe right there. It's a 50-50 ratio.
I forget what mine is. Can we find that? 50-50 is good.
I attempted to buy a Coca-Cola energy drink in Canada, and I did eventually find it, but I cannot find the cherry flavor version of that anywhere. But I will say that I did not like the OG flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Corey some cherry energy Coke, and he's going to send me some
Fruitopia.
Fruitopia.
Fruitopia that I can't ship to you because it comes in cartons, and they would just be annihilated in shipping.
So here's my Mortal Kombat drink recipe. I don't have all the measurements yet, I don't think, but I'm thinking it's shots. It's 6 shots. A shot of pomegranate liqueur, a shot of Goldschlager, a shot of blue curacao, a shot of dark rum. Well, it's 6 ingredients, 4 shots. That's a lot of shots already. A dash of grenadine and a dash of bitters, and that is the Grum.
I'm into it.
I mean, Grum's a big guy, so you need 4 shots in there.
Yeah, he's got 6 arms, so 6 ingredients, 4 shots, which is barely legal.
He actually prefers to hold the ingredients loose in his hands and just put them all in his mouth at once.
He just throws them.
Just handful.
Because each constituent part is just separate until the moment he decides to drink it.
I think that should be part of it. That should be part of the mix. Is you need at least 2 other people, so everyone's holding a shot, and everybody, including yourself, pours all the ingredients in your mouth at once, and so you have to drink it all in one shot. The Grum, the legendary Grum shot. That's what everyone should do on their 21st birthday.
This is what all the teens are doing on TikTok, I guess, is probably where they're doing it.
We should make a bunch of fake TikToks where it's like, "Hey guys, here's the new trend." And we
do the Grum challenge.
They're all Mortal Kombat related.
Let's just make real TikToks and do that.
Okay.
No, I love the idea of like you're going through the effort of making it look like a TikTok, but you just filmed it on like a DSLR.
And then you just put it on like Twitter or
you upload it straight to
Byte.
You open up a free WordPress website and embed them there.
MySpace.
From Dailymotion.
Why is Dailymotion got to get hurt in this?
You get a premium Vimeo account.
Coming soon, MK Podquest on Dailymotion and Vimeo.
Dailymotion is great if you want to steal movies in 3 different parts.
You're not kidding. When we get to Journey Begins, you're going to have to watch it on Dailymotion unless you have the Mortal Kombat Blu-ray.
Well,
I've got the links. Don't worry.
It sounds like I'm friends with Dailymotion again.
Wait a second. Journey Begins. So after Conquest, are you moving on to that?
Oh, we've got plans.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're gonna cover Journey Begins. We're gonna cover both movies and Defenders of the Realm, the cartoon series.
That's a pretty rad cartoon series, man.
Yeah.
Journey Begins is a hard watch.
It is, but I'm going to try to make the argument. So we're going to watch all of these things through the lens of Conquest.
Okay. See if it fits together.
Treating it all as one like long continuity, which is already a problem for a few reasons. There's going to be a lot of me trying to force things to work that don't. But, I signed up for it. So
But technically it is all supposed to be part of that same thread line, right? The same.
It is. I do think we hit a point with Annihilation and Defenders of the Realm where it's diverging timelines. So,
like in Chronica, etc.
Yeah, that's already my plan to write all of these plot holes off.
I love it. Hey, man, it's better than how DC is doing it.
I think there's also there's a Quan Chi episode of Defenders of the Realm that has the same like basic plot idea of the Quan Chi episode in Conquest, where he's trying to turn everyone into jerks to make them turn against each other.
Jerks.
The cartoon one is far less horny, though. So you guys want to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest?
Hey, that's my line.
Should we get into it? What do you think?
Jason is here.
Welcome to the party. I got to think of a better thing to say than that.
It's me, Jason.
It's me, Jason.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
There it is.
Wow, wow, wee, whoa. Is that anything?
Get over here. Am I right?
Ooh.
Do you want to die again, dead man?
Oh my God! Let's not spoil that yet. There's a lot to talk about that.
Best line in the episode.
Oh man, we wore the same outfit to this evil meeting.
And they don't comment on it once. That's in my notes. No acknowledgement that they're dressed the same.
That's a fashion faux pas, brother. You gotta fix that shit. Dude, sweet.
All right, but before we get to the future, we have to start in the present.
Before we get to the future, who are you?
Jason's here. Jason, tell us about yourself. We're really good at this.
Hey guys, I'm Jason Deline, and like Neil and Corey, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, and we found each other through various portals in Earthrealm, and now we're here to talk about an episode that has my favorite Mortal Kombat character in it, Scorpion.
Perone.
Yeah, Perone.
Everyone's
Who?
favorite Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, the sassy talent agent.
Everyone's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Lisa. Everybody.
Oh.
She's
All right.
here with real familial tragedy action.
Don't worry if you don't know what we're talking about. You still won't by the end of the episode.
You absolutely will not.
Mortal Kombat Conquest, episode 15, The Serpent and the Ice. This is like a fan favorite episode for pretty fucking obvious reasons.
It's my favorite Game of Thrones book for sure.
I don't like the name, The Serpent and the Ice. Like they couldn't think of a
The name sucks,
ice creature.
honestly.
I mean, the Iceman Serpent is right there. No?
The Serpent and Big Yeti.
The Abominable Snowman meets the Serpent.
The Scorpion Man and the Snowman.
Snake Man and the Cube.
Wait, a serpent isn't even a scorpion. That's just relating
not.
to the thing coming out of his hand.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe it's about their weapons.
it's 100%
Right.
about their weapons.
Right.
They should have called this episode Unholy Alliance, am I right?
Kunai of Ice.
That's better.
Where's Fire and Ice though, guys? Come on.
I know. It's fucking killing me. I think, but
Fight.
there's already that Ralph Bakshi Fire and Ice movie. So they were like, "Oop, that one's off the
They
table."
should have called this episode Cool World.
Well, they couldn't call it. He's like, "We can't call it Fire and Ice because there's already a movie called that. So let's call it The Serpent and the Ice."
But I'm wondering when Ed Boon first mentioned Fire and Ice as a sequel to Shaolin Monks, how far back that happened. Well, yeah, Fire and Ice, the movie, I don't actually know how old it is. And there's also a video game on the NES called Fire and Ice, which is actually awesome.
Fire and Ice, 1983.
Oh, they win.
Good year.
No.
Anyway, do you guys
Oh,
want to talk
man.
about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
Conquest?
let's talk about because
Yeah.
we've talked about the whole episode already without any context.
This is the big one. This is
Oh, man.
Grum-sized episode.
This is the Sub-Zero Scorpion team up fighting, hating each other episode, right?
Rolls right
Yeah.
off the tongue.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I'm
a
not
slogan.
taking that again. I nailed it.
No, one take, Neil. That's what they tell you.
I have no business talking into a microphone. All right,
Don't worry, this show is free.
Corey. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go into the Corey corner. for
Already?
Just yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Let's do it.
Welcome to Corey's Corner.
There's three things that happen as
Yeah.
as per usual. There's three things that happen.
So this one's actually very straightforward. So The Serpent in the Ice is the story of what happens when you don't get along with your coworkers.
Perfectly synopsed.
I wasn't gonna stop there, but we can if you want.
Keep it going. No, I like
So-
this. I like this angle.
So Shao Kahn is starting up a new business venture. What is that business venture, you ask?
Vengeance.
Kill Kung Lao, take over Earthrealm, and then split it up into a bunch of subsidiaries that he is willing to give to two different groups. We have the Lin Kuei, and we have Scorpion. Just Scorpion.
Scorpion Inc.
And so he summons their higher ups, their executives, to a meeting where, he realizes this is going to be a bit of an uneasy partnership. And he's like, hey, you guys work for me now. So stop bickering, get away from each other. Just, go to Earthrealm, kill this dude. I know neither of you were able to do it before, but if you team up, I bet you could do it. And literally the second they get to Earthrealm, the infighting is instantaneous. And most of the narrative from here is Kung Lao and the combat crew being put on high alert because, oh shit, they've teamed up. That's bad for us. And immediately realizing, oh, this is fine. Because
Yeah.
It's keeping them away from us.
they're just going to fight each other a lot. Shao Kahn is, he's a good delegator, but he's a bad manager. Because he says at the beginning, kill yourselves for all I care later, without really putting front and center that, the team needs to synergize to meet this goal. which is kill Kung Lao, and instead they fight each other so much they both disappear.
Yeah, that's synergy.
That's synergy, but
If you think about
it's
it.
not in service of our quarterly goals. And that means that our stakeholders, Shao Kahn mostly, are not psyched. Also, there are several executive casualties along the way.
This
which,
corporate speak is making me sick.
looks bad on our Yelp page.
Yelp.
Oh man.
I love this giant corporation is worried about their Yelp score. They're a corner restaurant.
Shao Kahn. This Shao Kahn probably would be checking in with those Yelp reviews.
Yeah, he's all about brand image. And he wanted a brand image that was very Serpent and Ice together. They wanted to merge logos after the companies were bought and put together. And instead what happened is several people died. So that's not really the goal. It sounds like I did all that as a funny haha joke, and I did. But nothing else of value happens that needs to be included in a large overview of the episode.
So let's talk about it for an hour and a half.
Let's talk about it for 16 days.
Oh,
All right.
I got some stuff.
That's fine.
We're gonna cross the street to the Neil Nook now, because we established last episode that these are actually convenience stores.
Yes, I heard
Right.
that. My Deline's den is actually the basement of the Circle K, right next to the bathroom with no doorknob.
Do you guys have a Yelp page?
Yeah. Yeah,
What
and
do you think the aggregate score on the Yelp page would be?
2.7.
You know what? That's
out of 5.
greater than half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pass in my book.
That's
Okay.
respectable for a basement, an illicit basement convenience store.
I think so.
2.7 for a basement is like a 3 for a regular store.
No, oh yeah, since we're still on Yelp though, before we get into the Nook, before we
Mhm,
completely leave the corner,
Mm.
would Shao Kahn, being the evil guy he is, be happiest with a very low Yelp score? Because people would hate him because
I
he's
don't
so
know if-
evil? Or does he want to be loved?
I think, a high review score for Shao Kahn would reflect his success in being evil and hated. It's like if those are his expressed goals, then if somebody is leaving a review, it's like, yeah, I went to Outworld, I had a miserable time. My family got enslaved. We all got trapped in the mines for a while. And I got, beat up by magical sorcerers. 4.5 out of 5. The only thing that was missing is that I asked for extra pillows and they didn't bring them.
Why would that be a positive for the people who that happened to?
Because that's what they're being pitched on receiving.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay.
because that's his whole MO is like, I'm evil and bad.
We're not here to kink shame. I'm just saying,
You can't even
Some
Yelp
people
review kinks, Neil.
you can absolutely Yelp review establishments that are based around the kink community.
Right.
I'm gonna look some up right now.
Well, I also think that if people didn't like what Shao Kahn was doing and they rated him like a 0.5, I feel like that system would convert it to 4.5.
Yeah, I think you hit it. You hit it on the head. I think Shao Kahn sees negative Yelp reviews and he's like, "Good, I did good on this one."
I am hated. This is what I want.
What would the Yelp review be, Neil, for that? I can't remember their names. Damn it! That place where Noob Saibot shows up, where they're just oily massaging each other the whole time.
Oh, Kiri and
Kiri.
Anka's place. Yeah.
I imagine Rayland Imports has a pretty low Yelp review actually, because they do very little importing. It's
Yeah.
become
It's more of a storefront.
I think once Taja
Right.
took over, the stores are probably
improved.
getting a little better.
yeah.
You know?
What do they import?
We don't ever get to see Taja do that on screen,
It
so
looks
we
like-
have no idea.
Crates and straw, maybe.
She gets stuff off of carts.
There's moments in the show where you see them like pull out tables and stuff and like lay out wares, and they're just not always out. So I think we mostly see them not operational, but we assume that in the off-screen times, there's like a robust business afoot.
Flea market or antiques or antiquities.
Food.
I mean, if this show had gone on long enough, there absolutely would have been an episode that was just about them,
Human
like
souls.
selling stuff.
The backstory of Rayland Imports.
Well, we know the backstory of that. There was a piece of shit guy named Baron Rayland who borrowed a
Right.
bunch of money from the Black Dragon,
And then didn't pay him back. And no one cared.
and then he died.
Right.
R.I.P.
And then his daughter is not Karen.
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
Genevieve. And that's the great Kung Lao's girlfriend.
Once upon a time, she is currently deceased.
Oh, shoot. And sadly, the man who played Baron passed away recently. Rest in peace, John Riley.
He's my favorite guy in Step Brothers. Sorry.
I don't believe you.
He was Clint Barton. He was Hawkeye on the 90s Iron Man cartoon.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, and he was on General Hospital for 76 episodes. Damn.
Question.
Yes.
Do you guys want to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest?
Let's go over to the Neil Nook.
Welcome to Neil's Nook.
So we've got Scorpion, once again played by Chris Casamassa.
Oh, this is so exciting to me, this casting thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Sub-Zero, played by J.J. Perry, just like in Cold Reality.
Who played Scorpion in Annihilation?
That's right.
So cool. Scorpion on Scorpion action. So great.
Yeah, this episode is secretly, it's not just the surface like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero episode. This is also secretly a Scorpion versus Scorpion episode because J.J. Perry played Scorpion in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Chris Casamassa played him in the first Mortal Kombat movie, and of course in Conquest. So this is the Battle of the Scorpions.
So rad.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've also got a new character who apparently has been a part of Scorpion's life his whole existence.
Allegedly.
Perone, played by Josie Davis.
Who, got a paycheck and good for Josie Davis.
She does a lot of TV stuff. I'm not gonna she CSI Miami. She did a 2.5 Men. If anyone out there is a 2.5 Men fan, a lot of 2.5 Men stands out there, I'm sure.
2.5 stands.
She was on Beverly Hills 90210. Of course, she did an episode of Baywatch. No Pacific Blue. She did a Silk Stalking.
Was there any VIP?
No VIP.
Who even cares?
This episode was once again written by Steve Hatman and Sean Catherine Derrick. We've talked about them. Here's an interesting credit. This episode was directed by Jack Shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that name, Jack Shoulder?
Do know that name.
I did not know that name.
Corey, I'm going to give you one credit and one credit only for this guy.
Oh, no.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Boom.
Wait, really? Wait, so I just didn't clock that it was him, I guess, because I watched that very recently. Recently.
Corey, I'm going to give you another credit that he did that was also a sequel.
Oh, boy.
Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies.
Haven't seen that one yet.
The first Wishmaster also has Robert Englund, who, of course, is Freddy.
It does. Man,
Yeah.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is really fucking good.
I am a fan of that
Yeah,
movie,
especially
honestly.
as an adult watching it again now, like realizing it's like an allegory for like a closeted gay teenager.
That's it for the Neil Nook.
Thank you, Neil.
Let's go over to Jason's Den to talk about this episode a little more in depth.
That's not even remotely what it was called.
Welcome to Deline's Den.
Let's take a ride in the Jason Jalopy to the Deline Den.
Let's all hop into the Jason jet and fly through this episode.
We just take the fire escape to the roof of the Circle K. You'll find the Jason jet. We're stepping on up here. Well, I don't know. I mean, so this is my first. I hadn't watched it in a long time. Mortal Kombat Conquest. I hadn't ever watched the whole thing because I don't think I really had the attention span and patience for it in the past. This is sort of that era of television that reminds me of Hercules and Xena.
100%.
They take it very seriously. It's all very melodramatic, but also very slow paced. Like I find the pacing very slow, and I find, like you alluded to earlier, Corey, there's not a ton of stuff to talk about plot wise or story wise in this episode.
Very straightforward proceedings.
Yeah, and they go back and forth a lot. Like, oh, where's this guy? Oh, he left. Let's go find him. Well, that guy left too. Like, well, let's find him again. Like, there's a lot of that stuff.
And then there's just a lot of like, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Kind of. Yeah. Like, I think we should totally reenact that whole first meeting. But like right from the beginning, I was just so happy that they had the right logo. Like, just to see that dragon logo. I think Shao Kahn's castle is actually awesome. From the outside, like I love the skulls and the shape and the two moons and the purple sky. Like everything about it from the beginning was just like total right on 90s Mortal Kombat stuff that I wanted. Yeah, and then like I don't know, I just took notes sort of as it went. So like Sub-Zero was, what did I have here? Sub-Zero invited by Lin Kuei guys. Oh yeah, that's sort of what happened.
Well, the Lin Kuei
giant robes.
Oh, those outfits are ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
It's almost the same as the Grandmaster, the Lin Kuei Grandmaster costume in Mythologies in the game. It's a little different because they added like the veil over the
which
eyes.
Is so weird. I thought it evoked early Shinnok actually, like MK4.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
And I wasn't sure at what age Sub-Zero was actually taken by the Lin Kuei, because obviously in this episode they talk a little later, they talk about how he's got a family and stuff. So do we know when he was
very young is the best impression we get.
Yeah, when we pick up with Sub-Zero in Conquest in episode 3, he's already there. He's like finishing up his training on how to use his ice magic. They never once say his name. They never talk about any of that shit. They just talk about how he somehow has like the old powers.
Okay, fair enough. Because I found it, and I don't think they really established who the family was to him. It was so like, okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself.
I'll put it this way, just quickly to assuage any fears that if you feel like you don't know. We had no idea who these people are, and what we see in this episode is all we will ever get.
Really?
So if you feel out of your depth on his family, that's why.
I felt his dad looked like Sad Frazier. And I like to think his name is Frazier Zero, and that's why he's sad. I love when he left to find him, or when Kung Lao went to find him, and Raiden's like, "Say hi to the Zeros."
Yeah,
toss ice cubes and scrambled brains.
Mr. and Mrs. Zero.
Do you guys? Do you guys want to talk about Frazier Conquest?
Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like there was footage from the movies in the opening credits, like of the Shaolin Temple.
Yes, they use the establishing shot.
There is B-roll, yeah.
Like, we occasionally get like an outworld scene from the movies as an establishing shot.
Okay.
They were definitely they're firmly putting this in the continuity with the movies.
That's cool. I had no idea. I think it's really neat that they went back this far, and I'm kind of surprised we don't yet have Zero and Taja anywhere. I mean, I guess they're kind of milquetoast characters, and we got a bunch of those already.
Dare I say the lack of Zero and Taja in contemporary Mortal Kombat, and tell me if I'm putting it on too strongly, humanity's greatest injustice.
Oh yeah, the only thing greater is that we don't have any Vorpax, which
that is the only greater problem. The fact that Jason isn't getting any of that, tragic. Deeply tragic.
I'm kind of bummed that there was no Vorpax or
no
Shang.
Vorpax, no Shang.
Yeah. But I did kind of like the guy who played Raiden. I feel like he did kind of have that same attitude as he did in the first movie.
Bro, this is Raiden. This is Jeffrey Meek Raiden at his absolute smarmiest.
Yeah, he's really funny.
It was kind of driving me nuts. I have like a threshold where I'm like, Raiden has become, he goes from like gym coach smarmy to like too smarmy, and this had a lot of too smarmy.
Oh, I liked it. I thought he was really fun. And it was really interesting to me, like the first time you see Kung Lao in this, it looked to me like he and Raiden had just spent the night together. And Raiden kind of came in and he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Good. What can I do for you?" And he's like, "A tall blonde." And I was like, "What did you say?"
Yeah, we're starting to get horny Raiden. We're gonna get some real horny Raiden in a couple episodes.
Oh no.
They got some real Three's Company energy going on. Some really sexy roommate stuff. It's also very anachronistic. Like, where did it go? I wrote it down. There was one.
Anachronistic should be someone's drag name. Sorry, continue. I just needed to get that in there.
What was it?
Pew, 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 pew.
Like they all talk like it's set in the 90s, which is
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of weird. Here's where I wrote it down. Okay, so just the fact that his name is Sub-Zero and we're in the 1400s. I mean,
But we don't
Zero
know when we are. We're all over the place. We're in Fantasyland.
We're 300 years before the concept of zero as a degree was invented. That's all.
And that was 200 years before the first movie. So
yeah,
but we did have the phrase "fatal mistake."
I did like that someone said "finish him" in this episode. That was really
cool.
And this episode also has the weakest use of "get over here" I've ever seen or heard.
Oh, dude. Okay, let's talk about it. We've alluded to it so much.
Hold on.
Really,
Before we get there, because we're all over the place. We're all over the fucking place.
Yeah. The first thing I remember is Scorpion has a sexy talent agent. That's the first note I have written down. Sassy talent agent.
Sassy.
Did you actually just Freudian slip that? That's very funny.
I did. I revealed my true feelings.
I mean, she's absolutely both. So
guys, calm down.
But when she's introduced, she's like, "Hi, I'm from the '90s. Here's my cell phone." Scorpion doesn't do commercials.
I'm the second in command.
Yeah, like, no, you're not.
And then Ciro later is like, "Yeah, my brother told me they've been hanging out for like ever, I guess."
Yeah. And where's your brother now, Ciro? Dun, dun, dun.
R.I.P. Kassar.
Yeah, he died. Let's dive in a little closer here, right?
Okay.
So this episode opens up with some with like Shao Kahn monologuing about how nobody can kill Kung Lao on their own, so he wants to team up people to do it.
Yeah.
I know. I'll get two people that fucking hate each other.
Best idea I've ever had. I'm going to call up the Lin Kuei. I'm going to call up Scorpion. I'm going to have them come meet me here in my sweet throne room, and I'm going to make them work together to kill Kung Lao.
Hey, it works for the next 500 years because it's still in the 95 movie where they say the greatest of enemies, but under my command will do what I want, or something like that.
Well, but they're under Shang Tsung's command in that.
Right, that's true.
So,
and he keeps a closer eye.
Shang Tsung's a little more hands-on than Shao Kahn for sure. You know, Shang Tsung gets his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn.
Shang Tsung is the kind of boss who doesn't use his office because he wants to be among the regular coworkers.
Yeah.
He got rid of all the cubicle walls, so it's very open concept and collaborative, but everybody kind of resents it because it feels like you're never not on.
And Shao Kahn is totally the guy who just keeps using that like desk speaker thing. Like, Mary, can you get me Sub-Zero and Scorpion? Thanks. And a latte.
Yes.
He never leaves his desk. He sits on that big rock like it's a beanbag chair. Like he makes that look so comfortable.
Can you get me our file on Perone? I have no idea who the fuck that is.
I've been hearing things about Perone.
Is that like an alcohol? Like I don't know what this is.
Oh my god.
I also noticed, I wonder if does he put his eye makeup on every morning, or is it like Magic Batman Returns eye makeup under his
It's Magic Batman Returns makeup.
He's a big fan of The Cure.
It's tattooed on. I bet.
So if he took that skull mask off, you would see it. You would see the black circles.
I think so.
Maybe he's got Reiko stuff. Oh, that's like
exactly. Yeah.
So he wants the team up.
Yeah. So he calls the Lin Kuei. The Lin Kuei Grandmasters show up in the throne room. Shao Kahn's just like fucking lounging on that throne. He's got a little captain in him, you know.
Oh yeah.
He's really just sort of chilling.
He's kirking it for sure. Crotch forward. Hey.
Codpiece just right in the lens.
What? I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting. What?
No, you're making it weird.
My shorts were always this short. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is a little more subtle, but this is the second time the topic of Shao Kahn's dick has come up on the show.
I'm not surprised.
And it won't be the last.
Guarantee it won't be the last.
He's a very dick forward kind of guy.
Dick forward is another great pseudonym for someone in need.
In need?
So
of a pseudonym.
Oh yeah. I need a pseudonym. Oh man, you're so dick forward. Forward. Dick forward.
Like you see somebody who's like down and out and homeless, and you're just like, "Hey, can you like spare any change?" And you're like, "No, but I think you should start calling yourself Dick Forward."
Sorry about your luck, Dick Forward. I'm out. Wait, what did you call me? Hi, Dick Forward.
You're just inspired. Like,
Catch you
bro,
later, DF.
we've solved systemic inequality by just giving people cool names.
I think we should use that anytime we're talking about a character where we don't know their name. So we're like, so Scorpion and Sub-Zero are showing up, and then Dick Forward and Dick Forward show up.
Dick forward and Dick backward.
Dick Forward, yeah. But one of them goes by Richard.
Yeah, Richard Backward.
Richard backward.
That's all I got.
I don't know why, but for some reason it's way funnier to picture because I'm picturing the Cha-Cha Slide voice saying Dick Reverse.
Dick Reverse now, yo.
God damn it.
Dick Reverse, real smooth.
One hop this time.
One kick this time.
All right. So,
Dick Forward.
so the Lin Kuei. All right, fuck it. The Lin Kuei is like
We are so
we don't
nowhere near this episode, and we are so deep into this. Like
Second recording, 44 minutes.
Let's buckle down. Let's buckle down for like 10 minutes so we can get to the cool Scorpion Sub-Zero shit.
we could get through so much plot if we just started talking about the show.
All right.
It's no plot. That's the whole point.
That's what I
We're
mean.
making it up.
We got to talk about
Cha-cha, Dick Forward.
Turn it out.
so Shao Kahn's like, "Hey, Lin Kuei Masters, did you bring the special guy?" Right?
Right, and he's like, yeah, we brought him. Why? Okay, Jason.
We're definitely in the chaos realm, aren't we? Jesus Christ. All right. So yeah. So well, I like when the Lin Kuei, when they bring out Sub-Zero and Shao Kahn like comments on how Sub-Zero looks young and untried. So we know he's. I mean, we do know that he's about Kung Lao's age, right? They do mention that later in the episode.
Kung Lao's indeterminate age that we don't know.
Right, because there's also a thing that's not totally consistent about once you're a champion, don't you?
He doesn't age anymore. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
until you get beat. But if you are a champion, do you have to fight again the next Mortal Kombat tournament to like defend your title?
I don't think you do, not in this universe at least, because that was in the pilot of the show. Kung Lao was really wrestling if he wanted to like dedicate his life to doing this again, or just go off and like bone down with Jen.
Right.
So I don't think he's required to.
So you can just live forever if you win Mortal Kombat and quit?
They do say, oh no, until the next tournament. So I think once the next
Right.
tournament rolls around and there's a new champion, it rolls over to them. So if Kung Lao fought again and lost, and kept winning, he would have to keep winning to
But
stay
that's what I'm saying. Like,
alive
does
forever.
he have to fight at the next tournament though? 50 years later.
I don't think so. I think that all that will happen is he'll just lose his
Okay.
unaging
So-
if somebody else.
So you get
Because
minimum.
once somebody else wins,
You get minimum 50 years of not aging, and maximum as long as you keep fighting and winning in Mortal Kombat.
yeah, that's the
Okay.
rules they've given us.
Because that's what Shang Tsung
Yep.
did.
Yep, that's what Shang Tsung has been doing until he had to turn to
Right.
magic to
The way I figured it was like Shang Tsung first came to Earthrealm and did tournament 1 in 1092. That's my math. And then Great Kung Lao beats him in 1492. And that because that's
Yeah.
the 10th tournament. And then Goro shows up in 1542 and beats Kung Lao. And then 1992, I think, is tournament 10 of Outworld winning. Is that right, Science? Okay.
I think that tracks.
I think that they kept that timeline because in Mortal Kombat 11, there's a lot of references to 90s stuff, and it just seems to track that they kept.
I think so too.
Okay.
We're 500 years in the past, right?
We are
Right.
also in literally the opening 60 seconds of this episode still.
All right. The only thing I want to talk about is like Sub-Zero like proves that he's like awesome
Oh, yeah.
by like shooting that icicle.
Well, that icicle looks like it moves kind of slow.
Yeah, but isn't that cooler than just it moving fast? Like, he can control the velocity of it.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
It's an effects problem, not a
it is
problem.
adorable that he is deemed like wildly exceptional, and it's like show off how fucking cool you are, bro. And it's just like here's a very slow moving icicle for you.
Wait for it. It's gonna make
Yeah.
it to your thing.
And it's like, whoa, where did that snake come from?
Yeah, and then fucking Scorpion enters.
Look at the serpent and the ice.
That's
Whoa.
how they got the title. The first thing we see the Scorpion Spear shoot in and grab the icicle, and bam, that's your serpent in your ice right there. Episode over.
I love when Shao Kahn like disses him. He's like, "Your guy doesn't do things. He does things before he's asked to, unlike my guy." And then his guy does something without being asked to immediately.
Yeah.
First,
Oh, there are wild inconsistencies in this because when Shao Kahn's presenting him with this idea of like you guys work together, Perone, who is, as you said, she's a Scorpion's PR guy. She's like,
Yeah.
Scorpion doesn't work with others. She's literally working with him right now. Plus, he also has an army of ninjas at his disposal. He clearly works with others.
it'd be
Like
so
it's
great.
established that Scorpion
How great
works
would it
with other
be
people.
if she goes, Scorpion works alone, and then looks around nervously and just leaves for the rest of the episode? It's like, I see what I've
I
done
shouldn't be here. Oh, whoops.
I'm kind of muddying the message here. I'm a terrible.
I just
PR
came here to
person.
tell you that I'm out of here now.
He doesn't know me.
Yeah, I'm here independent of Scorpion
Just a big fan. Big fan
to
of
tell
Scorpion.
you that he works alone, and now I'm leaving. Bye.
I'm an exposition junkie. What can I say?
So they're a little salty.
Yeah.
They're a little salty about having to work together, but they finally agree because Shao Kahn's going to give them half of Earthrealm to divide up between themselves
Yeah.
once he conquers it. So, you know, he's already setting up for them to be like antagonistic towards each other. He is a bad fucking manager. You're absolutely right. Whoever said that an hour ago.
that was me. That was your boy.
And then he's all whispery and like grumpy. He's like, Psst, kill Kung Lao.
And then yourselves, you dumb
And
idiots.
kill yourselves for all I care. Ha ha.
And he didn't say in what order, so they didn't break any rules. They're fighting each other first, and then the winner of that will fight Kung Lao.
Because they get
True.
immediately distracted. They don't even
Oh, yeah.
try to kill Kung Lao first. They just decide to kill each other.
No, they go to the woods, and somebody brought a fog machine, and then they fight.
Sub-Zero and Scorpion do flips in the woods.
It's not the best fight,
Yeah.
but there's some good flips. Oh, I found the word bullseye. Raiden says bullseye, a term coined in 1833.
Yeah, this
That
is
is
yes.
that is pedantic.
I know.
When they also reference using the bathroom a lot, and I
Well,
don't think
Mia,
plumbing had been invented at
That
this
doesn't mean
point.
people didn't know what a bath was.
A bathroom. Rooms hadn't been invented at this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get us moving here a little bit again. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So we get to Zhujin, and Raiden is
Yeah.
just here, and it's like, okay, hey,
Yep.
gather the boys, gather the gang, not the boys, gather everyone. Two dudes that hate each other are allegedly teaming up to fight you. Maybe.
Yeah. Sound the alarms, and somebody get me a tall blonde.
Because I was like, is it really that big of a deal? And Raiden's like, it is if it is. If it is, then it's bad. And he's phrasing it almost like a wrestling promo. He's like, they're teaming up to fight you. Like they're announcing a new tag team. And
Yes.
and then Taj is like, hey, could you be helpful and not just be like weird and vague? And Raiden's like, absolutely not.
Not my thing.
So she's like, drop in and screw up our lives again soon. Which I liked. And then they fan out and go look in. They're like, oh, well, Raiden said we should get to know our enemy. Let's go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kung Lao is going off to send a message to the monks, and then they're just hanging out talking with a monk who kind of looks like Moby.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that guy. That guy was intense.
And they kind of recap our version of Scorpion from the show here, where Scorpion is an ancient soul who was passed into Takeda. Right. Takeda was a guard at Baron Raylan's trading post who got possessed with the Scorpion
Horrified.
spirit, which came out of an actual scorpion.
And that was just accidental, right? Like nobody orchestrated that?
Shang Tsung did it.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Well, that's sort of something.
So part of this get to know your enemies thing is that Zero like suddenly remembers that before he was Scorpion, Takeda was involved with a woman named Perone, and then remembers that his brother Kassar mentioned a woman hanging around with Scorpion a few episodes ago, who we never saw. We haven't seen.
No, this is completely new information.
Very convenient.
This is retconning like crazy.
She is an emotional motivation justification pawn,
Yes.
much like Lisa. And that's definitely not weird that you made two underwritten, needless women characters explicitly to get murdered. Cool of you, Shao.
Well, yeah. So I wanted to ask you this too. Where did Lisa come from?
We don't know. He had a family now, and here's Lisa.
Oh, she's new to this episode?
Yeah, okay, I have to complain.
Oh.
I'm jumping ahead. I have to complain right now. I need to address this.
Okay.
Why the fuck are we even supposed to care about what's going on with Lisa at all in relationship to how Sub-Zero is being humanized and how he feels when they say that she was born after he was kidnapped, meaning he never met her and likely did not know she existed until that day?
Shouldn't even know her name.
100%.
Should not have a single sense of who this person is. And I get it. Tapping into the humanity of Sub-Zero is a fun idea. It's cool that that humanity means that like Lin Kuei programming isn't working. I like all of this. But you need to give us more than that, and maybe don't introduce two new female characters specifically to murder them so the men have something to do. That is all.
Fair. But we haven't reached them meeting each other yet,
Nope,
right?
not even a little bit. I just
cool.
that was burning in my soul. I needed
All
to
right.
say it.
It's out. We can paste that later.
so Zero's going off to try to find Perone,
Right.
and Kung Lao he's interested in finding out Sub-Zero, like more about Sub-Zero and if Sub-Zero has a family.
And he learns
So
Moby,
yeah, Moby's telling him that a lot of victims, a lot of families who have lost people or had people taken by the Lin Kuei come to them for help. He gives Kung Lao 6 possible leads to Sub-Zero's family based on like the idea that Sub-Zero is about Kung Lao's age. So that's how we know that I'm going to say 30s. Sub-Zero's like 30, maybe 25. I don't know how old Kung Lao is in this.
Late 20s.
Time for me to Google Paolo Montalban's age.
There you go.
He was 25.
Nice. All right. That's canon. Kung Lao's 25 in this.
Perfect.
Sub-Zero is also 25 in this. What have I done with my life?
I've got a couple years before I have to be Kung Lao, so.
Corey wasn't even born when this show came out.
Excuse you, I was 1.
I love how defensive he is. Like it's something he achieved. I totally was. I did that. I came out. I was born before this came out.
I was 1 year old. I'm the same age as the Dreamcast.
I was 2.5 months early, specifically to make sure I was out in time for Mortal Kombat Conquest, okay?
Time for the premiere.
Okay, so Kung Lao gets sent off on 6 different leads.
Well, they all do. The gang does.
Now we got Taja in the city.
Yeah, So Taj is at like this market, right?
Yeah, and she's looking for leads too.
My head was spinning here too because I was trying to figure out where Zhu Xin actually is. Like I assumed it was somewhere in Afro-Eurasia. Like it looks Middle Eastern, potentially.
That is a broad geographic area.
I know it is, and here's the reason that is still relevant.
It's fantasy Earth, Jason.
No, listen. In all of Eurasia, you will not find someone walking around a market holding a North American raccoon.
I did not notice this raccoon.
As soon as she enters, we walk by this guy holding a raccoon. I'm like, where is that dude from?
That's a status symbol, and he imported it.
I think it's Rocket. That's my theory. It's Rocket Raccoon.
From the Beatles song. It's Rocky Raccoon.
You son of...
Zhu Zhen is the crossroads of all the realms, according to Raiden.
Oh,
so that may not even that may be a raccoon from a different realm.
It's like Shang Tsung's island.
That could be an Edenian raccoon.
Maybe where they came from.
I wonder if Zhu Zhen is Shang Tsung's island.
Actually, we call it Shang Tsung's area now.
Area. That's fair. That's fair. So, and the first episode of this does have a tournament, right?
It is the end of a tournament where Kung Lao and Shang Tsung fight.
And that is the Mortal Kombat tournament on Shang Tsung's island, or that's not?
It is the Mortal Kombat tournament somewhere.
Okay.
It is on Shang Tsung's island because they do show us exterior shot of the
Oh.
island. Because when it cuts from the Earthrealm version to the Outworld version, the island doubles in size.
Oh, cool.
And then Corey and I made jokes about the conversion rate between the two and how it's hard to shop for clothes in Outworld
Yeah.
because your sizes are different.
But I bet you can get the ladies a lot easier. Am I right?
Taj is paying a beggar to take him to someone named Avi, who is apparently a woman whose family was killed and her child stolen by the Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
And poor Avi is just essentially living on the streets and catatonic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taja with her big heart, Taja being the only redeemable character in the entire series thus far, gives the poor woman some money. And then the beggar takes the fucking money from
He's
her.
like, yeah, you don't need that. And it's
You
like,
don't
no,
need this.
I think she maybe needed that, bro.
This is beggars
She
now.
probably, yeah,
Beggar gets
it's real fucked
Dick
up.
Forward's money.
Yeah.
This is Jeff Beggar's money.
Yeah, that was a weird dead end.
This money belongs to Dick Forward.
Dick Forward steals from you. That whole thing was a kind of a dead end storyline there. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I wonder if
They just
it's to give Taja something to do because they can never come up with shit
Yeah.
for Taja to do for some reason, even though it should be very easy.
Yeah.
she's a pretty underutilized character.
Yeah.
She's just always like watching things going on and commenting on them.
I kind of got
She doesn't
that.
get to do much. She gets to get a boyfriend every now and then, but then
And then they die.
So, you know.
You can't win them all, Jason. Sometimes your boyfriend dies.
Not in 1999. You can't.
Let's
get to what, Neil?
Let's get to Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Sub-Zero and Scorpion doing flips in the woods.
They brought a fog machine and a trampoline, and they're ready to fight.
So I don't know. Get over here.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hey, get over here. We did not acknowledge the fact that Raiden, in terms of weird 90s talk, you're up to your armpits in trouble, pal, is an all-time great example of that. And I just want to make sure that gets remembered.
Glad we went back for that. All right.
I for one am glad that we went back for that.
Jeez, you're a regular Dick Forward, pal.
Meanwhile, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are doing flips in the woods. I'm going to say that at least 6 more times.
I love that they like argue like they're 12-year-olds. Like, get over here. Oh, you're going to tell me to get over here? Well, what would you tell me to get over there?
Actually, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Mom said that when they're not home, I'm in charge, and that means I pick what we watch on TV. Derek.
Yeah.
He literally says, I don't take orders. And then Scorpion says, really? I heard you were good at it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you take orders from the Lin Kuei all the time.
You and your snake creature better than a bag of ice. Ice kills. Wanna die again, dead man? After you, Iceman.
Yeah, well, Vanessa told me you suck at taking orders and giving them.
I don't need my powers to defeat you. Neither do I.
That just sounded like the production team was like, we need an excuse to not have special effects in all fights because it's too expensive.
Right, yeah. So they're just going to both be super proud and not use their powers to kill the other person.
One of us isn't going to walk away from this. Yeah, one of us isn't.
Winner gets to keep this outfit.
That would have been better. Oh my God.
They should have challenged each other to a walk-off.
Or a dance-off.
And so what I just realized is in the 95 movie and in this series, Scorpion and Sub-Zero have zero backstory together.
Pretty much. There is
such a shame. It's such a great, rich history between them.
I think that this episode was setting out to give them this rivalry and this backstory, so that when we see them in the movies and he says they're the deadliest of enemies, but they're working together for me. Like, I think that was the attempt.
Right.
Journey Begins also tackled the rivalry between them in like one of the little vignettes that it has, and I'm gonna have a hell of a time making that add up with this, honestly. Like, that's the reason I'm kind of like questioning my whole theory that it's all one long timeline is this fucking episode of the show. But I think that this was, they were going for it. Because like I remember everyone being kind of disappointed when the movie came out that you didn't get the Scorpion Sub-Zero rivalry.
Yeah.
And that's why they put the fight in with Sub-Zero 2 and Scorpion in Annihilation. And I think that's why they gave us this also.
I think the best it's been done so far is Scorpion's Revenge. I love the whole that movie opens up with a close-up of ants being killed by a scorpion, and like that whole backstory is brilliant to me.
Originally, it was going to open up with a bunch of with a scorpion just like striking at an ice cube. That's all I got.
Serpent in the
The
ice.
episode description describes the results of Shao Kahn's attempt at getting them to team up as, quote, the warrior's plan quickly goes awry. And that is the absolute funniest way to describe what is happening here. Because A, it is immediate, and B, it is so fucking needlessly petty.
So they fight for a little while. They don't use their powers. It had nothing to do with the budget, I'm sure. They just didn't need to use them. And then Perone interrupts them, and they stop fighting. They never address the fact that they're wearing the same outfit, just in different colors. And then Sub-Zero just kind of leaves, and Scorpion and Perone talk about how they want to kill him.
Fuck that guy. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
And Perone's like, "Oh, I've been following the Ice Ninja. I know how to kill him. I know how to get to him. We have to attack his family."
And how would she know that?
Maybe I'm giving the show a little bit too much credit, but I think that maybe in secret, Sub-Zero's been checking in on his family because he still remembers them, and so maybe he is familiar with Lisa. We just never fucking saw it, and the show doesn't make it like obvious. The show doesn't like cut back to like a flashback of like a young Sub-Zero like spying on his family.
No, but thank God we got a flashback of previous episodes at the beginning where they're just doing their cool stuff that we've already seen.
Yeah, but it is cool, and I did like seeing it again. So-
I don't quite get the character arc of Perone because she used to hang around with Takeda, right?
Yeah,
I'll stop you both right there. There is no character art. The writers did not care.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't know why they bothered to say there was a woman who hung around with Takeda when he was a good guy.
They want to give the death emotional resonance so it can motivate Scorpion to fight more while not caring about the fact that they're not giving any of these characters any actual anything.
I feel like they wrote that line instead of showing Shao Kahn hiring Perone to go get Scorpion.
right. Like she could have been a middle manager. or
Yeah, like
something,
it doesn't
right?
make sense that
But-
she flipped from good to evil
I
without.
think it's just one of those examples of like just wildly underwritten female characters.
Well,
Like,
I don't think she flipped good to evil because Zero
no, she just went with them.
Zero makes a comment about how like nobody in the neighborhood liked her, or she wasn't well liked in her
Oh, right,
neighborhood,
right.
but Takeda did. So I think she
In
was
her area.
probably a bad girl.
so she loved
in
it
her
when he
area.
turned evil. She was like, "Yeah, finally, dude."
Yeah, he was probably like simping over her,
Right.
and then when he turned evil, she finally like noticed him. You know.
Has it been established that it's super easy to go from Earthrealm to Outworld? Because suddenly everyone's just in one or the other. In this
I
show.
think certain people have access to making portals, right? Like Quan Chi can do it, Shang Tsung can do it,
Hmm.
and Shao Kahn can do it. So maybe Shao Kahn sent some portals.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, the Lin
Uh,
Kuei just showed up at his throne, and Scorpion was just already there.
Yeah, Scorpion can teleport as we see in this episode, and
True.
he did have like this weird little like hell area that he hung out in a couple episodes ago,
Cool.
and he did come from Outworld, so maybe he's got
Mhm.
the ability also.
There was it looked like to me a flashback / flash forward to the 95 movie because it showed the sort of scaffolding under construction area that
Oh yeah,
Scorpion fought
that's
Johnny Cage in.
that's from a few episodes ago when Kassar's
Oh.
brother was working for
So
Scorpion.
they
They totally
replicated
totally
that from
used
the
that.
movie.
Yep.
That's cool. Also, love seeing the Lin Kuei symbol on the walls. That looked dope.
Yeah, it's the Lin Kuei symbol.
know.
They didn't like fuck it up for the show.
One thing that's been consistent like through all of Mortal Kombat.
Should have just been an L and a K in the style of the LA Rams.
I mean, let's be real. That graphic designer fucking nailed it.
Got it in one, baby. The Yelp reviews for that graphic designer through the roof right now.
Yeah, they're at like a 1.
But
which
like
is
a
4.
a really big
That's like a
one.
4.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
really
That's-
big number one.
It's Outworld rules.
It's Outworld rules.
Real world,
Yeah.
outworld rules, road rules challenge. I don't know.
It's really hard to say.
It's the real world Outworld challenge.
Outworld road rules challenge.
Okay,
That was a TV show, right? I don't know what that is.
don't worry about it.
I mean, I've heard of it, but like I don't know what it is.
We don't have time. All right.
I'm just so young. I don't know what's going on.
Oh God.
So, while Perone and Scorpion are talking about how they need to kill Sub-Zero, the Lin Kuei Masters are talking about how they need Sub-Zero to kill Scorpion. We check in with the Lin Kuei for a minute. Now we're over with Kung Lao, and he's trying to go meet some families, and he's talking to Raiden, and Raiden's being shitty, giving him shit for this
super
plan.
sass.
Giving him shit for going through with the plan that Raiden told him to go through with, which was to know his enemies.
Yeah, Raiden's being a real piece of shit, you know,
Not a family.
as he often is.
Yes, and then this is where when Kung Lao's like, "Well, fuck you, I'm doing this. You need to get a hobby, Raiden." And Raiden's like, "I have one. It's you," which was an all right line.
Pretty all
And
right.
then Kung Lao's like, "I'm doing this anyway. I'm going to go talk to some families," and that's when he gives his classic Raiden zinger. "Give my love to the Zeros."
So good. I love
Probably
it.
the best line he's had on the show so far.
Raiden lives to troll.
Yeah, he's a real sassy piece of shit in this.
And that leads to, in my opinion, the best fight of the episode.
Yes. So Scorpion meets with his little ninjas in the woods, right? And he tells those little rascals to go kill Sub-Zero's family. And then we just cut to like this family that's seemingly just living in a shack in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Living in a shack down by the woods. Sorry.
Do we have a hot button that says forced joke or?
Do we have a hot button that says mute, Corey?
Yeah, mute Corey.
No, we're
Mute.
Ugh.
Mute.
So they're just like going about their business, right? It's a man, a woman, and a younger lady. They just get fucking attacked by ninjas.
Yeah,
Right.
bunch of dick forwards show up.
To be fair, there is precedent for that in this world. People
There's
just
a
get
lot of-
jacked up by ninjas all the time.
Ninjas everywhere. But these are ninjas with Cabal style hook swords.
Yeah, those are dope, and they hired good martial artists for that. Man, there's some really cool moves in this fight.
Yeah, I was really into this one. This was a great fight. Kung Lao shows up. Kung Lao shows up to save the family, and he tussles with these dick forwards. And it's gonna be really hard to cut out all the dick forwards later.
That's why you're not going to do that, actually.
He's got some tight pants in this fight. I noticed. He's a dancer in this, and he does a wicked double jumping kick near the end of this fight.
He does that a lot.
Oh, does he?
That's one of his trademark
Pretty
moves. Yeah,
dope.
he the double jumping kick, the backflip kick, and like the front flip, like reverse. So welcome to the part of the show where Neil and Corey struggle to describe fighting moves.
I like the part where it looked like a silhouette and a big punch was thrown.
Fair.
Good fight. Kung Lao
Such a good
fucks these
fight.
ninjas up.
I love how long this fight is.
He breaks one of their necks. This is, I think, the first time we've seen Kung Lao like straight up kill someone, like actually like do a kill move, as he calls
Confirmed.
them.
Like, there's no way it could be read differently. That he.
It's not confirmed. He's definitely like killed some people before, right? But he hasn't.
But this guy, he's for sure dead.
Oh, he snapped this motherfucker's neck because that's how like Sub-Zero knows some shit happened later on because he finds the body.
That's
He
right.
finds
Just the one guy.
he finds the ninja body, right? So he does that, and then he kicks the other one through the poor family's shack.
Oh, and that looked tight. The like
Oh,
wire pull that they clearly needed
Yeah.
for that, but
It
it
was
looked
awesome.
tight as hell.
It was awesome.
It did, but like he just destroyed their home.
Well, here's the thing.
Greater good.
They
man.
didn't. They weren't using it.
What are you talking about?
What? If you're not at
don't know.
home, are you not using it? All my stuff there, man.
They weren't actively using
You
it.
can't destroy all my stuff when I'm not using it. You totaled my car while you were at work.
Yeah, you weren't using it, man.
That's the worst logic ever, Corey.
Shao Kahn, you destroyed my ET stapler. What the fuck? Well, you weren't here.
You got some serious casual vandal flag there, Corey.
Dude, casual vandals, what they called me in high school.
I believe you. I believe you talked about doing it and then never did it. You were a lazy casual vandal.
It's another good pseudonym if anybody's looking for a cool new name.
All right, so fight's over. Shaq's busted.
He's checking on the family, and
Shaquille O'Neal is
he
there.
finds out.
Shaq.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry I ruined your home. And your leg is broken, old man.
Want to watch me do some bad free throw? Cha cha now, yo.
Oh god.
King of the bad callbacks, man.
Just a heads up, we're not leaving all the cha-cha shit in, just some of it. So the man's leg is broken, and Kung Lao's like, come on, I'm going to take you back into town, help your leg. Whole family, let's go.
Right foot don't work.
So after they kind of clear out of the area,
Cha-cha.
Kung Lao's taking the family back to the city. Sub-Zero comes by, and he checks the damage, and he sees the dead Scorpion boy.
Oh, sorry. Can I just interject? Because Sub-Zero coming in, I find this so funny that after Scorpion and he talk, and the PR woman, he's like, "Well, we team up, or we don't do
That's
it
why
at
her
all."
name is Perone. It stands for PR.
Oh my god!
Perfect.
Ding!
Fucking nailed it.
Brilliant. Cha-cha. So they're like, so they're real smooth. So they're like, yeah, so we do it together or not at all. And Sub's like, peace. And then he literally goes home. He's like, no deal. I'm going to mom and dad's house. I'm just going
I gotta
straight
talk to mom and dad about this. I'm not getting along with my coworker.
back to the shack. He doesn't even go to the Lin Kuei. He just turns around and goes back to the shack. I think that's so funny. He just takes the ball and goes home. He takes his ice ball and goes home.
I'm gonna go talk to my dad. He's gonna ask me how school went. I'm gonna tell him that this group project is really hard and I don't like my partner, and he's gonna make me feel better. But oh fuck,
Oh, where's sad Fraser Zero?
Fraser Zero is canon. Sub-Zero's dad is named Fraser.
Fraser Zero is real Fraser taste with 0 calories.
Come here, Scorpion. I'm freezing.
I work at a radio station.
No, better than that.
Something Fraser.
Oh no. Okay, well, this bit is dead.
All right.
I've never seen it.
Clearly.
I'm 23.
Clearly. Cha-cha.
Cha-cha real smooth.
All right, enough of Corey Dick Ford over here. So
How is this my fault?
7 bad jokes in a row.
I feel bad for future Neil when he sits down to edit this later tonight.
Ew.
All right. So we're back at the trading post. The Zeros are there. Taj is being cool and feeding them. Kung Lao's talking to Fraser Zero, helping him with his leg. Fraser Zero telling Kung Lao that this whole thing happened before, that the Lin Kuei like attacked them like way before Lisa was born, attacked them and stole their boy.
Oh yeah.
Boy Zero. And Mommy Zero is still living in fear of all of this shit, right? So he's relaying all this to Kung Lao, and then Zero comes over and gets Kung Lao's attention. He's like, hey, we got to talk about this. Why did you bring them here? And Kung Lao's like, well, I kind of fucking destroyed their house. I sort of needed to.
My bad.
They weren't using it.
Yeah.
Corey's justification for all damage to any property.
If you laugh at my funny jokes, it's not my fault if it takes long.
It should also be noted that that Kung Lao, notorious for always falling for bait, definitely just fell for some fucking bait here, right?
He's the king of he's the crown prince of bait. He just
Yeah.
he can't help it.
No, he can't.
He's
right?
hopeless.
So, and Zero's like, dude, this isn't cool. You have his family. If this is Sub-Zero's family, he's going to show up here now. And then bam, Sub-Zero's at the motherfucking door immediately, like just staring at them, right?
It's so funny.
It's the same way he entered in Cold Reality. It's the exact same way.
Rayland Imports is a block from the shack, okay? It's just a coincidence.
It goes Raylan Imports, the shack on shack's on one side, the Lin Kuei headquarters is on the other side. Scorpion's area is in the basement. It's just all right there.
My series of notes here in a row is very funny. It is, bro, Fraser, I'm going to call him Fraser now. Fraser is talking so loudly about his wife's trauma. Didn't take long for the crew to realize this wasn't going well. He's just at the door and Scorpion's boys show up. Oh my god, they exploded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool move.
Fatal mistake.
Scorpion ninjas pop up.
And then Sub-Zero is just like, I'm here now.
Oh, he ice explodes them.
Yeah, he uses ice powers to fucking kill him.
Pretty
It was
cool.
rad as hell.
For the record,
Yeah.
Really good ship name, Sub-Zero. Moving on.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, they're really making it clear that like last time we saw Sub-Zero, he was kind of wimpy, like he
Mhm.
used up too much of his ice powers and had to like run away from the fight. But like dude's definitely like got a handle on this shit now, right? Like he is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
But then fucking Scorpion and Perone are also there just out of nowhere.
Ta-da.
And is that when they say fatal mistake?
Yeah, I have fatal mistake written down, and then I have Perone. Oh fuck! Ha 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 ha! Fatal mistake again.
What I also love about this is even though we see Sub-Zero destroy the guys, we still think Sub-Zero is going to kill Kung Lao, right?
Yeah, this is like
It was a cool scene.
presented as like a 3-on-3,
Yeah.
or like a 1-on-1-on-1.
Yeah.
And then fucking Lisa Zero like runs screaming out of the trading post.
Yeah.
And I think Perone and Scorpion go after her, right? And then Zero runs off to help, and Kung Lao also tries to run off to help, and Sub-Zero stops him, and he's like, no, you already saved them once. I'm gonna do this.
They only get one.
my turn, buddy. You had your turn
Yeah.
to save my family. Now it's my turn to save my family.
No thanks.
And now Lisa Zero's just like cowering in a corner in the alleyway, and we hear like a voice like trying to comfort her. And I legit thought that this might have been Vorpax.
I instantly thought it was Vorpax. And I was like, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Classic Vorpax fashion. Are they getting involved? But nope.
Not in the budget.
It's Perone, and Perone just fucking stabs her.
God, that part, I was really surprised by that. I'd only cared about
Yeah.
Lisa for like 5 minutes, like everybody else, but I thought that was pretty harsh.
Perone stabs Lisa,
Ugh.
turns around. Sub-Zero is right there and freezes her to death.
Yeah.
And
Fatal mistake.
now here's the thing. Had Sub-Zero not stopped Kung Lao
Yep.
and delayed himself by a few seconds, he would have been there in time to save her.
Once again, I would like to draw attention to my note that says, okay, Shao, come on. You're not going to get actual emotional catharsis out of me for this. He didn't even know Lisa.
Well, also, he picks her up and goes, Lisa. And that's all we ever see anyone react to her
Yeah,
death.
not enough.
No one mentions it
Not
again.
enough.
No one cares.
No.
And then I like how this whole time we don't really get a lot of insight into how Shao Kahn feels about how this is going. Does he just not give a shit that this instantly backfired, or like what's the
I
deal
don't
with
know.
that?
He seems like a guy just like playing chess or something. He's like,
playing fucking checkers. Like this was not like this.
No, fair.
No way, man. He's playing 4D chess. This is all part of the plan.
Playing
Trust the plan.
Fucking Connect 4.
Shao Kahn's playing tic-tac-toe against himself and losing every game.
Tic-tac-0.
I actually like this next scene, which is Scorpion going to the Lin Kuei headquarter and being like, "Hey,
this blade is cold.
Your boy killed my girl.
Yeah, well,
The alliance is off.
But look how cold."
Sub-Zero's working with Kung Lao now, and the Lin Kuei is like, "Well, we're gonna deal with him." And Scorpion's like, "Nah, bros, I got this one."
tell your ninjas to back the fuck off.
But hey, Scorpion, why is this blade so cold? How do they make it so cold?
And then Scorpion, before he leaves, he says, "Hey, why are you guys wearing the same outfit as me?"
Yeah. Why is your guys' outfit like mine but gray and way worse fitting?
And pointy shoulders.
Because those Lin Kuei, those like the generic Lin Kuei like henchmen, the costume
Gray
is
shirts,
just so
they're
bad.
like red shirts in Star Trek.
It's really, but they couldn't like they're not even tailored. You know, it's just pajamas.
Bro, they don't have a tailor.
So the Lin Kuei's like, "Yeah, we'll deal with Sub-Zero." Scorpion's like, "No, I got this one." He fucks off, and the Lin Kuei masters are like, "Let's show him who has the power over him." And they use like their weird magic branding iron to make his tattoo glow, and that's how he knows he needs to go home. Sub-Zero needs to go home to the Lin Kuei. Now
I didn't get why they were doing that.
yeah, because they cut to a scene where literally he looks at his wrist tattoo and it's glowing red like the branding iron.
He's like, "Oh, I'm being paged."
Yeah.
My ET branded pager.
Send him a message on WhatsApp. He needs to come back here.
To tell us why this blade is so cold.
Okay,
I thought that was such a weird thing.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we really didn't touch on that because he shows off the dagger. He's like, "This was Perone's dagger. I know your boy killed him because her dagger is cold."
Yeah. Really cold.
what's cooler than being cool? Perone's dagger. Okay.
Ice cold. So yeah, can Sub-Zero, can like cryomancers make something cold and it stays cold forever?
Maybe it's like one of those Yeti tumblers, but in dagger form.
Hey Neil, how do you feel about Neoreo pets?
Oh God, do not start this now.
Okay, I won't.
We can't do
We'll
it.
explain it after the episode. We genuinely do
Yeah,
not
we
have time.
So now we get like a nice little scene of Frasier mourning Lisa.
Oh, we do. That's right.
They mentioned that the mom is off grieving with Taja because
she's wrapped for the day.
they have to. They just can't give Taja enough screen time.
Because they hate
Unfortunately,
Taja for no explicable reason.
So Kung Lao's talking to Daddy Zero, and he tells him that like Sub-Zero brought Lisa's body back. He left it outside the trading post, and the man's like, the man tells a story. Frasier tells a story about how the Lin Kuei took his son, and he's like, "Was that my son? Is that monster, that ice monster, my son?" And Kung Lao's like, "I think so."
And he's like, "Cool, my son has ice powers."
Yeah, he's like, "Fucking rad. Do I have ice powers too? He's my son. Can I do this shit?"
His name is Frederick, and his mom's name is Lilith.
Can I freeze my leg back together?
Frederick Zero and Lilith Zero.
Lilith Sternum Zero. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Lilith Sternum Zero.
I don't know what this joke means.
These are more Frasier jokes.
I didn't even assume that. Like I was like, this is some other bit now.
And there's Niles Zero.
Yes. I think, yeah.
Kung Lao, it says something like, "Oh, your son just did a good thing. He's not totally evil." And the guy's like, "Man, I really needed to hear that. Thanks, Kung Lao." And now we're back with Sub-Zero at the Lin Kuei area. And the Lin Kuei masters, the Grand Masters are like, "Yo, Scorpion says you're a traitor. What the fuck?" Sub-Zero's like, "Hey, they attacked my family. They killed a girl who was my sister. And I only helped Kung Lao because I owed him a debt because he saved them." And then the Lin Kuei's, the Grandmaster gets all super culty, and he's like, no, we're your family. We're going to tell on you to the Emperor.
We're going to tattle on you, even though we don't really have any real reason to do that.
And Sub-Zero's like, "You're not my real dad. I'm going to go kill Scorpion." And then he kills one of the fucking Grandmasters.
They also explode.
Yeah. And then the other one's just like, "Okay, you can go."
I do like all the seeds being sown here that sort of it jumps over a long period in the games, because you've got like how Lin Kuei was a force of good, Sub-Zero was like a bad guy who sort of came good, and then the Lin Kuei goes into evil and turns to the Cyber Initiative, but then Sub-Zero comes back to make it good again. Like all that's kind of happening in the background right now, although they haven't established Bihan versus
No, they don't give the names. We're assuming this is Bihan, especially because what would be, even though he's never named, the Kuai Lang version of Sub-Zero shows up in Annihilation. Anyway, so Sub's like, "Fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go kill Scorpion." Now we're back with Kung Lao. Like we're getting to the end of this. Man, there's only like a couple things happen. Like Kung Lao's hanging out at the trading post.
We could have been done 35 minutes ago.
So Kung Lao's just kind of checking things out on the balcony at the trading post, and Raiden pops in, and Raiden's like, "He's still out there, right?" Referring to Sub-Zero. And Kung Lao's like, "Yeah, I know. I can see him move every now and then, right?" So we're like, "Oh shit, Kung Lao's a badass." Kung Lao's like hoping that this is maybe gonna mean that Sub-Zero is gonna become an ally. And Raiden's like, "Yeah, maybe, but like my relationship status on Facebook, it's complicated."
Nice. Smooth. Cha-cha now,
yeah. It's like Sub-Zero was still raised as a killer, and is still a killer, and will still be a killer. Like, your interests are in line right now. Maybe he'll side with you. He'd be a powerful ally, but I don't know, bro. Because again, Raiden just can't like be supportive ever. Not until after the fact. He always comes in after shit goes bad and is like, "I told you so, but don't worry about it." Anyway, we cut to a meeting between Shao Kahn and Scorpion and the Lin Kuei Master. And Shao Kahn's like, "Man, this fucking went south fast. You guys are supposed to be working together on this group project. You're all getting failing grades unless you shape up."
This group project at work, at your job, because he's a boss, an undercover boss. You can see Jason not laugh at this in the wayboard.
Just sitting here,
just
angry,
just
silent.
fuming.
All right, fuck it. Let's get to the shit that we're here for, right?
They're not gonna be friends, but they're all gonna fight. Okay.
Kung Lao and Sub-Zero are on the balcony at the trading post.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
Sub-Zero's like, this is where the fight's gonna happen soon. Kung Lao apologizes about Sub-Zero's sister. Sub-Zero's kind of like acting tough, and he's like, you know what? I'm fucking done with the Lin Kuei. Kung Lao's like, hey, join us. Join our side. We're the good guys. Sub-Zero's like, no, we're too different. Kung Lao says, we're actually exactly the same because we were both raised as we were like from the point of us being children to be fucking weapons.
He's like, yeah, but I'm a murder weapon.
Yeah.
He's not into it. He's like, nah, I kill people. You don't. Like Kung Lao literally killed someone earlier in the episode.
I gotta say, I did really, really like this.
This was
like,
a good scene.
Just the interaction, like just the conversation, and what they're doing, how they're angling Sub-Zero here is really kind of fascinating because obviously he's going to be a bit of a lone wolf by the end of this, but it's just something I feel like we don't see a lot of.
Yeah.
Or it can't be framed in this exact way. I liked it a lot.
I did too.
Give some actual analysis.
So this ends with Sub-Zero like gently icing Kung Lao to keep him out of the fight. He's like, this isn't going to kill you, but this one's personal. Then he goes inside the trading post, confronts Zero and Taja, tells them he's on his side and they need to go get their weapons, and then he locks them in the fucking closet.
Yep.
So that
Correct.
he's like, I got this one. This one's personal. I just told Kung Lao that this one's personal. Now I'm telling you guys that this one's personal. Stay in the closet. Now it's fucking time for the Sub-Zero versus Scorpion fight. The reason we're all here, right? Holy shit. Scorpion enters with a flip, comes running out of the alley and does a flip, and the fucking fight is on, right?
Yep.
We immediately get like Sub-Zero shoots ice, Scorpion shoots the spear. They do a lot of flips. Corey, do you remember a few episodes when you told the story about jumping off of your friend's shed so that you could reverse it to make it look like you were jumping up on top of the shed?
Yeah, they very clearly do that here.
Yes, they absolutely.
There is such a badass looking, inefficient move where Sub-Zero does like a backflip that ends in a punch.
Yeah.
It would just have no force or momentum. It looks cool, but it would just be the dumbest way. And you set yourself up to leave yourself so vulnerable while you're looking cool. Hey, Scorpion, look at this flip. Punch in the back should have happened. But
but this fight rules. They do this like backflip up onto like a higher ledge, like Corey flipping off of his friend's shed. Then like Sub-Zero's charging like a sweet like ice charge, right? And Scorpion fucking teleports out of the way. This is the first time we've seen the Scorpion teleporting. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
That excited me. I was happy about that. Except he just sort of walks up behind him. He doesn't like teleport to a spot. They ran out of budget.
Just over here.
Yeah.
Just like
Hey.
he just gets over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We get like a Scorpion doing like a classic Mortal Kombat uppercut that sends Sub-Zero flying. Then we get like the sweet Scorpion shoots the spear. It hits Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero freezes it and breaks it.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a couple things before that though. There's a part where Sub-Zero charges at Scorpion and Scorpion does the splits to dodge it.
Yeah,
that's a pretty rad move.
Also, I just want to talk about like there's a commitment to like verticality because it's fun because it's kinetic, but like their commitment to illustrating the fact that these dudes are extremely powerful by just like having people get kicked through walls and like just punching through shit and absolutely wrecking stuff is also something we don't see a lot of. I think this episode is one of the first big examples of that being a constant element on account of the fact that they want to underscore like, yes, these people are a threat. Had they teamed up, it would have been very bad. And it does really help punctuate that quite a bit.
I think they knew going in too that this episode had to be a big deal. These guys,
they did, and they got. I mean, J.J. Perry and Chris Casamassa, both like phenomenal martial artists, stunt workers. Like this is their whole career. I think that, and they've been like a part of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like this Mortal Kombat franchise for a long time at this point. Mm-hmm. So I really think that they were like really like leaning into let's give these guys a chance to really fucking show off too, right? Like we're gonna go all out on this one. Yeah. I think that like there's a reason. Like we're not dealing with like movie budgets.
No,
but this probably is the best fight that's going to be on this series. Like this is a real highlight.
Well, I was worried like with their first fight, I found it disappointing, and I was like, it was fine, but then I was so glad that how much screen time they gave.
Yeah, they really they were teasing us at the beginning.
Yeah,
it was like a Godzilla movie, right? You get a little glimpse here and there, but then like they save the good shit for the end.
Yeah, I love. There's a move Scorpion does where he like runs at Sub-Zero, and like he holds his foot up for a second, like his knees
Yes.
bent in the air, and then he releases it and snap kicks him.
Yes.
That looks super dope. I don't know what the name of that move is, and I don't think I've ever seen it before. I thought it was pretty rad.
It's called the Dick Forward.
Of course it is. Full circle.
Should have known. Why wouldn't it be called the Dick Forward?
How did I not see that coming?
Not to be confused with Richard Reverse, which is a different move.
Richard Backward. Thank you very much.
That was the flip punch that happened earlier.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the cha-cha slide, which has very specific instructions.
Unfortunately,
Don't confuse your shacks.
What? What?
oh god!
Remember the first Shaq got ruined, and then Shaq showed up.
Oh, Shaq.
That's right.
Okay.
Free throw king, Shaquille O'Neal.
That's right.
This podcast is eating its own tail at this point.
This is
Who
going
said
to be
that?
nothing but references by the end.
Who said that? Who's talking?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So then that fight leads to the serpent, and then the I love these visuals. They're so rad.
Yeah.
To have the serpent come out, and then he froze it, and then chopped it, and it shattered. That's Scorpion Sub-Zero stuff I want to see.
This show excels, as we've commented many times. It excels when it's really leaning hard into the Mortal Kombat shit. Right.
Good fan service.
I mean, it's the reason we're here. But this fight, as good as it is, still runs into the same problem that just keeps happening over and over, where they don't have a good way to end the fight. Yeah. And they aren't really committed, and maybe in this instance they just couldn't. They're not gonna kill off Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Cowards.
Even though you could argue that they could, and then they could just bring them back because it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Yeah. But they don't really know how to like end high stakes fights on this show. Like we've seen it in a number of episodes at this point. I'm not gonna recount them all because we already did.
Listen to the show, and you would know that
on those episodes.
What, you don't want to listen to 2 hours of this times 20? Come on.
No, they're not all this long. Don't worry.
But the combat crew, Zero and Taja and Kung Lao, show up to aid Sub-Zero, and then the Lin Kuei ninjas show up, and they show up on Scorpion's side, and then somebody says finish him. I don't know who.
Yeah.
Do you think it was just like an announcer, like some guy?
I thought it was
someone had to say it.
You know, it probably was Scorpion saying it to those guys showing up.
It probably was Scorpion saying finish him, but then the combat crew's there, right? And so then the fucking Lin Kuei ninjas just run off, and Zero and Taja chase after them.
Leave. They're like, oh, those guys look big, and leave.
They're like, oh fuck, Kung Lao's here. He kicks our ass all the time. We gotta go. and
then Scorpion hellports the hell out of there.
Yeah, and then Kung Lao's like, oh shit, he's gone. And then he turns around, and Sub-Zero has also disappeared. Right. Just everyone just kind of runs off.
Till next time.
So we catch up with the combat crew shortly after this. Zero and Taja say they killed those 2 Lin Kuei guys. Raiden is back. Raiden says that more Lin Kuei went after Sub-Zero, and he killed them too.
A lot of murder.
A lot of fatalities in this one. We don't get to see them all, but that's all right. And then Raiden has a little talk with Kung Lao about sorry that Sub-Zero didn't become an ally, but you know, he was raised by a cult, and now he's rogue with a blood oath against Scorpion and an allegiance to no one, and he's more dangerous than ever. Cool pep talk.
Yeah, Raiden doing the classic thing where he just sort of makes everything worse.
The Raiden wrap up.
Real smooth.
He really kind of just cha-cha, real smooth. He's killing the mood.
But then we got one more scene after this. Ooh. So we go back to the Lin Kuei headquarters. And like the whole, like all the Lin Kuei ninjas are seemingly in attendance in this grand hall. The only part of the Lin Kuei headquarters we ever really see. And the remaining Grandmaster is kind of like, they're honoring the one that Sub-Zero killed. One of our Grandmasters was killed by one of our own, and he is now our enemy. We are swearing vengeance on Sub-Zero. He is now and forever a mortal enemy of the Lin Kuei.
Very cool point in Mortal Kombat lore.
One of us will be chosen to hunt him down and kill him.
Huge.
And that person is Smoke.
Such a dope reveal.
That was my excitement scream.
Cloud of smoke
pours in.
Yeah,
this way the smoke pours in is so rad. It starts to form son.
Just briefly starts to like take a humanoid form.
Yeah, they kind of cut before the full effect gets
They
real
do.
human, which is a shame. But I feel like he had red eyes and red heart something
Yes.
going on.
Yeah, he was like glowing red in his eyes at least, and boom, episode's over.
Yeah,
Fucking smoke tease.
that was a dope tease to end in the last like 3 seconds. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was. Do you want the bad news?
He never shows up.
Never shows up, does he?
We don't get smoke in Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Well,
That's
you let the listeners off the hook. I appreciate
well,
it.
Yeah.
That's what I get for getting my hopes up.
We do get smoke in Mortal Kombat Annihilation in robot form.
Not the same.
Yeah, well, how do you guys
But-
feel about smoke? What's your favorite smoke?
Mortal Kombat 2 smoke.
Cigarette.
Absolutely.
But like human or cyber? Or
Human smoke. Human smoke.
Wait,
I mean,
he was in Mortal Kombat 2.
he was hidden character in Mortal Kombat 2. He peeks out from behind the tree in the Living Forest stage. Him and Jade pop out from behind trees on occasion.
So
Yeah.
back then, did he look like Noob with smoke coming off of him?
he
Didn't have
looks
a face, did he?
he didn't have smoke coming off of him. He did have a face.
Oh, he was like a gray ninja though. He was just like a palette swap for Scorpion, right?
Noob Saibot was also in that one. But yeah, when those classic Mortal Kombat games, I was obsessed. Like when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, Reptile was my favorite character because he was the hidden character in Mortal Kombat 1, and now you could play as him.
Right.
Like I was an absolute sucker for all of those hidden
Oh,
Easter
yeah.
egg fighters. I thought they were just the coolest.
I thought so.
So
I never got to play them. I was never good enough to like unlock any of that stuff. So when they just let you play them later, that was pretty rad. Yeah, I loved Reptile.
Oh, yeah.
Too. That
same here.
so cool.
So Smoke then quickly became a favorite character of mine, but like right away in Mortal Kombat 3, oh shit, he's already a robot, right? He's already a cyborg.
Yeah, was there not a human
But there is
option in 3?
There is a code you can input in, I think in all versions of 3, definitely in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, that you can play as human Smoke instead. I don't remember the button combination off the top of my head, but you hold down a certain, like I think it's the kick buttons and down after you select him until the match starts, and you turn into human Smoke once the match starts.
And that's just a palette swap of Scorpion again?
Oh, he's still got the smoke effects, and I'm not sure about his moveset, if it's a different moveset or if it's just Smoke's moveset.
So when did we first see the long gray hair?
Mortal Kombat 9.
Oh, was it? It wasn't till then? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because he was Cyber Smoke through Armageddon.
And when did it?
Like from 3 through Armageddon.
And what about Enra and Emra? Remember, he has like the demon version of him or something.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. So in Mortal Kombat X, the Revenant Smoke claims that Smoke is dead and refers to himself as an Enra.
There it is. Yeah, when the demon is like kind of fully taken over. Anyway, that's a fucking episode. I got one big thought on that I think is kind of interesting about this episode is that this is almost a role reversal for Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like they're definitely leaning into this idea. Kuai Lang, second Sub-Zero, he allied with the good guys, right? So they're definitely playing with this idea in this where they're like, oh, Sub-Zero's not totally evil. He's got some good in him.
Yeah, it feels like they just decided to make him go from Bihan to Kuai Lang in this episode and just sort of...
Then they kind of took it back at the end also. But the big thing is like the classic Sub-Zero Scorpion rivalry is that Scorpion is vowing revenge on Sub-Zero for killing his family.
Right.
But in this show, now it's Sub-Zero vowing revenge on Scorpion for killing his
that's true.
sister.
I didn't think about that.
So it's kind of like a backwards version of like the traditional game continuity. I just thought that was interesting.
It is, yeah. And like I feel like the characters are still portrayed well enough that it doesn't feel like it's that big of a bastardization of what's come before. Like sometimes when they change stuff in these stories, it's really annoying and a lot of people hate it.
Yeah.
But when it's not really even about those characters, they're not the central characters of the show. I feel like as long as they're enemies and they fight and they look like that, I think people are happy.
I appreciate their willingness to take a swing, and I like what they're doing with like humanizing the character that they had established to be very, for lack of a better word, cold and distant. I think it's kind of a farce how instantly things fall apart, and like some of it feels kind of hokey, but overall, I agree that like I think it's a good, fun execution of that idea. Aside from a couple grievances, namely with how they introduce underwritten characters just to murder them, which feels kind of stupid. I still take a bit of umbrage with that, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's something
overall,
going on since like Star Trek. They never want to kill their heroes, so they have to write
Right.
people.
I wish the show would do better by most of its female characters generally. So to see them introduce 2 new ones to murder them without giving them any characterization at all is kind of like
Yeah.
frustrating at this point.
Yeah.
But I also know that it was made in 1998, so
Like, yeah, it could have been cool if they killed his brother. Like it would have been so easy for them for that character to have been Bihan or no, I guess it would have made good sense to be Bihan, and like then they could have referenced that, just like a small little throwaway
This
for the fans.
this raises another question too. Fraser Zero, Daddy Zero, looking a little aged in this, right?
Mhm.
And so Mommy Zero's, she's not exactly in her salad days anymore either. But they're going to go ahead and have another child, and that child's going to be Sub-Zero 2, and that Sub-Zero 2 is going to show up in Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 500 years.
who's counting?
So there's something wacky going on with the timeline here that's really giving me a headache,
yeah.
honestly.
Because it's definitely established that is a second Sub-Zero in Annihilation, right?
Yeah, he says to Liu Kang, the man you killed was my brother. Now, I guess you could assume like, well, he was my brother in martial arts,
Right.
or he was my adopted big brother. Maybe it's a mentor situation. Maybe it's not,
Well, it also could have been
blood
it
relation.
could
But
potentially be younger brother, and they don't age, and his
oh,
older brother is off.
yeah, that is kind of an interesting, because they've already flipped the Scorpion Sub-Zero like rivalry
Mm-hmm.
on its head. Maybe what we're seeing here is Kuai Lang after all. Maybe Sub-Zero 1 is the one we see in Annihilation and he's maybe he's just been hibernating in ice for generations.
Sure.
I bet that would be the official explanation, because we do see this Sub-Zero incubating in a giant ice cube for a while back in Cold Reality. Maybe he does have a little hidden brother out there somewhere, just like Taven style frozen for generations.
Whatever helps us sleep at night, man.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to make it work,
All right.
and then I'll talk about it next week.
Super.
All
I think
right.
the end of this recording will help Neil sleep better tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was super fun.
Yeah,
More fun than I thought
it really
was
was.
going to be.
Okay. Holy shit!
I mean, like, I'm
Jesus
surprised that we could
Christ.
talk this long about it. I didn't realize I'd have the energy or the inclination or the
Honestly, neither did we when we started.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, remember when we thought we were going to do this in an hour?
We ever thought we were going to do this in an hour?
Jason, what do you have to plug? Plug all your stuff.
All my stuff. Well,
Anything you want to plug. We got another hour just for you to
Okay.
talk about all this.
here's an hour's worth of plugs. Well, people can find me. The best place to find what I'm doing right now is I'm a voice actor. You can check me out on IMDb, Jason Deline, Deline, or you can, if you're interested in voice acting, I've got a new program starting up in February called Find Your Voice 365. It's a whole year of voice acting training. It's going to be pretty awesome. You can find more at findyourvoice365.jasondeline, JASONDELINE.com. Findyourvoice365.jasondeline.com. And if you want to see more stuff that I'm posting about different workshops, you can check me out on Facebook. Look up Find Your Voice with Jason Deline, or go to facebook.com/Jason Deline workshops. And you can find lots of voice acting glory, and it's going to be super fun.
All right. And we'll definitely put links to those things down in the show notes.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
And I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, and I'm chatting with these guys all the time in secret, planning more Mortal Kombat fun stuff.
I'm planning an actual physical Mortal Kombat tournament.
Oh man,
Yes.
only
We're all going to get together and fight.
we actually have been talking about planning like a PlayStation or Xbox tournament for a long time, but
Yeah, we got to get that done.
we got podcasts to do.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Priorities. All right, Corey, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Corey Price. That's MR Corey Price. And you can also listen to my other podcast, which I do with our buddy Liam, which is called They Made Another One. Jason and Neil have both been on it if you want to check out their episodes.
True.
And we check out sequels, reboots, remakes, maybe some not so well remembered ones. We branch out into TV sometimes, do all kinds of stuff. That is on Twitter at They Made Another, and it's going to be on all your podcast services as They Made Another One. And this week's episode is, let me get this right, it'll be the one that came out today. So it is about Police Story 4 First Strike. So you're getting some Jackie Chan
Hell yeah.
martial arts action.
He doesn't strike
Don't-
until movie number 4.
Don't think about it too hard. It's fine.
Neil, what movie did you do? Was it one of the American Pie ones?
I did American Reunion, the 4th in the main series, the 8th overall.
And
And I did Halloween 6.
Oh, cool. Which one's that?
Curse
That's
of
the
Michael
Curse
Myers.
of Michael Myers.
That's after.
It's the Paul Rudd experience.
Oh yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, it's the one with
Isn't
Paul Rudd in it.
Someone, Anthony Michael Hall is playing his character apparently in.
Yeah,
in
Tommy Doyle
Tommy Doyle.
in the new one.
And what did I do? I did Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
Face the Music. Yeah.
Face the Music. You're not a real fan. You
Oh.
forgot the name.
Okay.
I was going to say Bill and Ted Save the Universe, but that might as well have been what it
Bill
was
and
called.
Ted contemplatively listen to music.
And you can find me
Neil.
Here.
on Twitter at Final Neil. I have a retro gaming Instagram page at Final Neil Retro.
Neal.
Yep, Neil with an A because I spell it right. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast in your podcast app. Give us good 5-star reviews. Even if you hate the show, go there, give us 5 stars.
It's just like Yelp. It works the same way as Yelp.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
you think we're bad, you have to give us the bigger number rating. But if you think you're good, also give us the bigger number rating.
Follow the show on Twitter at MK Podquest and subscribe to our YouTube channel because
The enhanced edition of the show lives there.
we want that.
We want a
sweet
custom
short
URL.
We want a custom URL. We need 100 subscribers, so go smash that subscribe button.
Even your show notes are the longest of any podcast.
Here's the thing. We have too many things to plug and not a concise way of doing it.
Yeah.
We need to write and pre-record something for you.
No.
You think that.
You'd think it's been working. This has been working all right so far, honestly.
Yeah, we're at hour.
I'm even.
Why not?
This is the first time I'm going to have to edit the plug segment.
That's true. This is hopeless. We should end the podcast.
Yeah, for now, I think it's time that we all go do some flips in the woods and talk shit at each other.
Oh wait, do I still have my script? I heard that's something you do.
Dead man.
And